It's Wednesday, January 28th. I'm meteorologist Kalin Mitchell in the CTV News Atlantic Weather Center. We're going to begin by talking about the upcoming weekend because that's what a lot of people are talking about now, the potential for another nor'easter. The expectations since the start of this week really haven't changed all that much. A low pressure system originating in the Gulf of Mexico will then make its way to the eastern seaboard of the United States, where it will strengthen into a storm as it feeds off of the temperature difference between the colder air over the continent and the warmer air out over the Atlantic. Then the jet stream is in a favorable position to move that storm towards and north of Cape Cod, which makes it a concern for us in the Maritimes. And taking a look at a forecast model for this weather system, you can see that storm moving up and heading northward. And then as we make our way through Sunday afternoon and into Sunday evening, night, the early morning hours of Monday, that's when we're expected to get into some of the snow and the high winds from this weather system. Now, there's still some uncertainty with it, and that's not uncommon with a weather system like this, still this far out. But it does look like some storm level impacts could be likely for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. It can't be completely ruled out yet for parts of the south and east of New Brunswick. This is different from the last storm system we dealt with. This one is much stronger, which means winds are expected to be more of a factor with it. Storms like this can easily produce some snowfall totals between 15 and 40 centimeters where it is heaviest. Well, there's still some uncertainty with that. If you are looking for a chance of change with this weather system, there are a few outlying forecast models that do hold it further offshore, which would reduce the overall impacts to the Maritimes. Those are sort of outliers right now. Additionally, this storm system has had a history of seeing some change in the forecast with it. At the beginning of this week, it looked like Boston was going to be hit very hard. Now, in through Massachusetts, they're mostly looking at the Cape Cod area. Still, it's better to be prepared, so start thinking about preparations as we make our way through the end of this week and into the upcoming weekend and continue to monitor the forecast. Now, for today across the Maritimes, it's a very cold day. Mix of sun and cloud. We do have some scattered flurries in parts of Nova Scotia, especially where the northwest wind is coming in off of ocean waters, Bay of Fundy, as well as parts of the Gulf of St. Lawrence for locations in Cape Breton. Temperatures are going to remain cold as we head into this evening and tonight. At 5 in the Maritimes, in the range of around -7 to -11. At 9, temperatures will be in the range of around -10 to -14. And here's a look at the overnight lows for New Brunswick. Well, down to the -teens, some into the -20s, down to around -18 for Charlottetown and Summerside and Prince Edward Island for tonight, and most of the low temperatures for Nova Scotia between -13 and -18. In the forecast for Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud. There are expected to be some flurries in the region, with the highest chance of flurries in northern areas of New Brunswick, where high temperatures will be between -10 and -12. Much of the rest of the Maritimes tomorrow, looking at high temperatures between around -6 and -10. In the flurries that are present for both today and those expected for tomorrow, in most cases, additional snowfall amounts are expected to be trace up to around a few centimeters. You can find news and weather updates anytime at ctvnewsatlantic.ca.